Well, hello, hello. We're back for some modern. Happy Monday, everybody. I started a little bit later today, apologize for that, but better late than never, they say. So, what I was thinking about today is I have been, as probably all of you know, I've been super high on Karn. I think that Karn is amazing. I think it's very, very, very good. But the fact that I've been so focused on Karn has kind of led me away from doing other things. And what I wanted to do is mostly just as an experiment. I wanted to try what would happen if I were to play a list based off of what I played in Vegas. So you see that we're playing 29 lands, we're playing Explore instead of the Sloth, and a couple of Trinket Mages. So you can see that the main deck is basically, it's basically what I played in Vegas, with the exception that of course I'm doing the switch from the white splash to the red splash because of, well, the fact that Abrade is just right now in a very, very good place. So we're doing the same thing that I was doing in Vegas for the main deck, but as far as the Cyber God, you're gonna see a couple of outliers. First of all, that's where Pact of Negation is hanging out, obviously. We got the Abrades instead of the Paths, and then we have the usual suspects here, right? These are basically all cards that I did play in Vegas. However, there are two cards that I'm gonna be trying out today. One of those is Veil of Summer, which is a card I tested a little bit in the past and wasn't particularly impressed by. So we're going to see how this card fares right now in the current metagame. I expect this to be good against Shadow decks, against Storm, and a bunch of other decks like that. And I am playing one of Tireless Tracker, which you can see here. One thing that worries me a little bit is that we have made ourselves with this list significantly weaker to both Tron and Scapeshift decks. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but hopefully we don't get paired about those, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see whether these cards are worth it. Otherwise, the change is kind of easy, right? Like we take out a couple of Veil of Summers and we play like Negates and some other stuff. I was also considering Tectonic Edge as a card. It's a card that we can play as a one-off in the sideboard, and it helps a lot in both the Scapeshift and the Tron matchup. So that's another card that I had been considering while thinking about possible changes for our list. But for right now, and for at least for the first league, we're gonna be trying these out. So we're basically like an anti mid-range version of Amulet. We're gonna see how this works out. Particularly, I'm very interested in trying out this card. We're gonna see how it works. But yeah, that's about it. We got the correct list, and we're gonna join a league. Did we already talk about Once Upon a Time? No, we didn't. My thoughts on that card is that it is potentially playable, but it is worse than Ancient Steerings. I think that the play pattern that happens very often is Oh, thank you, Han. Yeah, welcome everybody to the stream. Happy that all of you are hanging out today. What do you think of the new 2DR? Someone beat me to it. What's the new 2DR? But yeah, so basically my thoughts on the card are that it's going to be a playable card, and it's gonna be worse than Ancient Steering. So unless Ancient Steerings gets banned, I don't really see myself playing that card. Very interesting hand we have here. So I think I'm gonna bottom the Scout, which might sound a little bit weird with this hand, but we have two pieces of ramp, neither of which... It's either I bottom the Scout or the Explorer. But I think that I have like redundant pieces, and neither of these cards speed up my Titan, while the Trinket Mage does make my Titan significantly better. I think I'd rather see the card than have a better ramp, basically. So I think I'm going to bottom the Scout, which is weird initially, right? Like, but just because I don't have a blue mana yet, so I want to try to draw into it, and my goal is going to be to try to draw into another land, preferably a Gemstone Mine or some other blue source. Semi-Growth Chamber would also work, and then a Trinket Mage for an Amulet for the following turn while holding up the bounce land in hand. That would be like the ideal scenario that we would see here. Okay, so we can still not play our bounce land and hold it in hand, which I think it's gonna be better. If we don't draw a blue source next turn, then we're just gonna play Azusa and make our land drops, so no big deal. But no, is it good Ancient Stirring spam protection? It is. It's probably like reasonable. I honestly don't think that Ancient Stirring is gonna get banned. I don't think it's that busted, honestly. And I say that as, you know, somebody that plays a bunch with... What? Memory Slice? What is this card? Target player... Whoops. Target player withdraws 4 cards to the library into their graveyard. Conspire. You may tap 2 and tap creatures to control the shared coil. Wow. Jeez, like this... The Dredge players are going real deep here. And we made a play on turn 1 that was rewarded handsomely 2 turns later. This is why you plan 2 turns ahead with this deck. I thought, like, how can I say it? How easy to miss is that? But when I bottomed this Scout on turn 1 instead of bottoming the Explorer, or the way that I sequence my lands, like how punished would we have gotten if I had maybe bottomed the Trinket Mage or doing something like that? And now we're going to handily, unless I die right now, we're going to handily win this game easily. Makes sense with your build. Seems like a good alternative to Serum for people who were playing that. I don't think that people have been playing Serum Visions for a long time now. I just don't believe that card is very good in Amulet. I think the cost of playing Serum Visions is so high. Alright. I mean, we don't need to be afraid of a Hogak coming up, so that's something. Do you have the land, opponent? Because if they don't have the land here, this is easy GG's. Jay Snyder for, wow, coming back for 11 months? Holy crap. That's almost a year, my friend. Thank you so much for the continued support. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're definitely chump blocking here, but I'm not trading with this guy. Not interested in giving my opponent a potential card that they can cast from the graveyard if they have a land, so just gonna do this. Canister tried, so people jumped on it. Yeah, I had seen people playing Tome Scour. I had seen Sodek trying this card, but I had not seen this card, Memory Sluice. Such a weird name for a card too. Alright, so now we're just going to win very easily now. Like, what my opponent is doing is just totally irrelevant, considering that we're going to be able to bog them. 1, 2... so let's think for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to use 1 more land drop. Now the question is, I have no interest in presenting a double striking Titan, but what I'm trying to figure out is whether I should. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 types of cards. So if I bounce the Forest and I play the Vesuva as my last turn, copying like the one of these lands, then I'm going to be. Oh, it doesn't matter. Never mind. So yeah. So this is easy. But we're gonna need the cards anyway. Okay, so we're just gonna do this. Bounce the basic Forest, play a prime time. Yes. We're going to haste, and then we're gonna get Bog. Well, I guess they could have removal. I guess they could have removal, technically speaking. So I think I'd rather 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I'm gonna do Bojuka Bog for sure and Toleria West. That seems better. Oh, I meant kind of to try Serum. Well, I mean, Serum was a staple back in the Summer Bloom days, right? That's where Canister took it from. But back in the day, like, we used to play like Temple of Mystery and some cards like that. I'm at 17, so like literally 0 risk of dying. That's a Bojuka Bog. And this is an 8/6 Titan coming at you. What you got? So next turn we're gonna be able to transmute. Just right hand attack all. Right click attack all. Sounds good to me. We're going to block here. Block. I guess I don't block with Azusa and I just block there and there. We're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down to 9. Easy. What's up, Mamo? How you doing? They can play a land and get back the gas on the Amalgam, but it just doesn't matter. they cannot beat this card anyway, so... Alright. Tormod's Crypt, thank you very much. And that's pretty much it. that's all I want. Do I want the next? I don't think I want the third explosives. That seems like overdoing it. I think I might want Veil of Summer. What could they have? I guess it's like, yeah, I guess it counters like removal. I guess it counters removal and it counters Thoughtseizes and whatnot. It's more that I'm interested in taking cards out than the fact that I want this card. And in fact, I might just want the one. I don't want the Ballista. Okay, yeah, there we go. Rexage head against hate. I mean, we have explosives to blow up Wet Ball. I don't think Wet Ball is that good against us in this matchup though. I mean, my opponent might play it. They probably have. I mean, if they have it, they're probably going to be bringing it in. I actually do like this hand because we're going to play Amulet on 1, and then we're going to Vesuva their land on turn 2. And then we're going to be able to Steerings. We know that we're playing against a green deck, so... Oh, there's the Thoughtseize. That's fine. Probably taking the Amulet. Yep. That is fine though. I'm still gonna be holding up. I'd rather like I need this Vesuva to copy a green source. So wow, they milled all of that and got literally no value from it. Curator Ventris, thank you for that tier 1 subscription. Welcome back for the Primetime Stronghold for the 6th month in a row. Thank you so much for the continued support. Wow, my opponent just says the worst mills ever. Just the worst mills. I really struggle to believe that this deck can compete in Modern right now. I mean, of course, it's nice that people are trying it out and everything. It's awesome to see, honestly, that people are trying to make their deck good and everything. But it just seems bad. It just seems pretty bad. So the Trinket is gonna get the Amulet next turn. So we're just going to get a Simic Growth. Simic Growth. Play Bounce Fountain. Next turn we're going to play Simic and play the Amulet, and we're still going to have a Simic in hand. Yeah, sounds good. Just like it's turn 4 and my opponent has 2 power in play instead of 13. Oh my god, the Hardcast Amalgam. Wow, this is the saddest thing ever. It's turn 4. And I'm at 21. Holy crap. Wow. I could have gotten Tormod's Crypt, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, that's a fair concession. My opponent knows that I have a prime time in hand. All right, easy 2-0 over bug graveyard, bug Vengevine or something. Spoke about it, but did you check the new ones? What I've got? Yeah, I think it's playable, but it's worse than Ancient Steerings. That is basically my thoughts on the card. So it's like it's fine if you want to, like, if Steerings gets banned, maybe we're gonna go. Ugh, we're playing against Beiko de Jaya. It's a Spanish player that plays mostly Storm, so we're probably dead. Back after a year-long break. Anyone want to give me a brief synopsis of what happened? Oh, 22 grave. Yeah, no, there's no thing to, like. I just cannot make it brief. Lots of things happened. Lots of things happened. A card named Hoga came into the format. It broke it. Then it got banned. Yeah. You don't think Once Upon a Time is a good card by itself? I think it's a fine card. I think that it's worse than Steerings. It's playable for sure. It's certainly playable, but it's worse than Ancient Steerings. Do we keep this? I think we have to mulligan this hand. Yikes. I think we go down to 5, I guess. This is an okay one, though. Keep. Bottom this. Bottom this. Scout is solid in the Storm matchup. How you doing, C-Friend? I'm doing pretty... Oh, the Natty Bog. Sick. Doing pretty well here. Should watch the Mystifying Amulet Part 2. Yeah, that's actually a great suggestion, Graham. I made like a continuation. Like, I made like the Part 2 of like the Mystifying Amulet. And it covers a lot of what we went through, if you want to catch up, for sure. I came back after year 2 and it's a great start. Yeah, 100%. Thank you. So we are running Coalition Relic. Weird. We've been running Coalition Relic for a while now. Man, you've been out for a while, because Coalition Relic has been part of the rotating cast for... How long has it been? Like, it's definitely like 10 months or something. It's been a long time, actually. All right, there's Electromancer. Activate here. Play this. We're gonna bounce Gemstone Mine. We're going to cast Summoner's Fact. Primeval Titan, play a land for turn, make an uncounterable Titan. Not having Pact of Negation is kind of brutal here. There's nothing we can really do here, I don't think. Yeah, just these two and just hold up the instant speed bog. It gives you draw filtering for free. No, it gives you draw filtering for free if you have it in your opener and it's the first spell that you play. Very, very, very different than giving you filtering for free. Very different. And that's exactly what I expected to happen, because people would only think of the best case scenario for the card, and then it just wouldn't work that way. So I don't think it is a 4 by any means. I think that's best at 2 off with Steerings for now. I disagree. So I think I'm gonna ban the... Just gonna give them the rituals. I'm just gonna ban the business spells. So there's the Pyretic. The ones that draw cards, those are the ones that I'm binning. Piff. So if they have a second gifts, I die. But if they have a second gifts, I die anyway. So I'm just gonna do this. Just hope that my opponent, because they're gonna like ritual in response, and they did have the second gifts. Okay, so yeah, so we're dead. But there wasn't anything that we could have done, I don't think. Because in order to prevent this from happening is why I binned all the business spells there, right? But just my opponent had the perfect hand, so it just didn't matter. Yeah, we were just dead. All right. I'll try it out for sure, but I'm hesitant. I mean, I will test it for sure, but I think that it's worse than... Like, we're probably going to be making our deck worse by playing the card. Want Veil of Summers, want Braids, and maybe I want Sage because of Arya. I'm not sure, though. I guess we're going to see. We want Scouts. Man, we have a lot of cards to bring in the Storm matchup now. Don't hurry when it's going to open in general. Was good at the time, part because he beat Bloodman. He's the Phoenix size. So I've seen some card lists. What's the card consistent? I think that it's very good. I think Karn is like one of the best ways to build Amulet right now. Piff is kind of business, yeah, but I couldn't get rid of the Piff because they had it in their hand. Otherwise, I would have put it in the graveyard and I would have activated Bog, you know. Have you seen Once Upon a Time? I literally just talked about that, Frozen Phoenix. Too bad Modern Storm doesn't use tendrils like Ant. Veils are sick versus tendrils. Yeah, I mean, it's fine against gifts as well. Jose with that tier 1 subscription, welcome back. What up? Keep up the good work. What Amulet version will you bring for an MCQ? Keep owning, my man. Literally what I've been streaming for the past 2 weeks or so, which is like a Karn version with a Braids in the sideboard, so splashing red for this. I think that list is... I do think that this is very, very good. What are we playing against? We're playing against Storm. Yeah, Karn is amazing. Just like the metagame is so good for Karn, it's insane. Like, there's so many decks that Karn is just insane against. Stoneforge Mystic? Sure. Deal with a one-sided Stony Silence. Ursa? Sweet. Deal with a one-sided Stony Silence. You don't even need to, like, fetch anything. Just, like, play Karn and just... your opponent's decks become significantly worse. I want the Scout Arenas. I think I want the Amulets too. Maybe I can trim one trinket. And... man, do I want Direct Sage? I think I'm gonna risk it. They're definitely not playing Blood Moon, but Arya might be a problem. Amazing hand, so we're gonna keep it. We got the Natty Bog. We got ways to answer my opponent's threats. We got an Amulet. Bolt. Alright, that's good for us. Post in the Facebook group today to get some more insight. What do you mean, Jose? You mean you posted something today in the Facebook group? I'm for with a Karn list right now. Wish me luck. Yeah, it's so good, Graham. You're probably not gonna need it. You're gonna be fine. Karn is just busted. For the list for the MCQ. Oh yeah. I mean, it's just like I've been playing Karn for how long now? It's just great. All right, so here I'm just like throwing this in. We're going to kill Electroman, bounce, and now we can Titan. We bounce, we Titan. Our draw was very good this game. Haste, Bounce, combat, attack, yes. Toleria Simic, I think. Yeah, I have no packs to pay for, so sure. I was wondering about no negates 1 or 2. Because I'm testing Veil of Summer. I'm not sold on it yet. And it might be that just negate is better. Right, opponent just concedes. Makes sense. The possibility of Rex Sage in the main, needing crucible effects or not, viability of Golos, Gracer. Oof, that's a lot of questions. Rex Sage in the main, it's fine. I wouldn't prefer it because I'm usually playing Karn. In a list that is not playing Karn, maybe you can play Rex Sage in the main. I still don't like love it. Like I'd rather have access to like trinket mages and whatnot. Seems better. But it's certainly playable. Like right now we're living in a current metagame where Rex Sage is actually pretty great. Needing crucible effects or not, I think the crucible effects are amazing against Jund more than anything else, and they are still pretty good overall against stuff like blue-white and like the control style decks. And viability of Golos, Gracer, random use of one-offs, etc. Okay, Golos, it's fine, it's mediocre. Gracer, it's fine, it's mediocre. And random use of one-offs, I don't know which ones you're talking about, but yeah. It's a whitelist, so I have paths and such. Also messing around with Garak Teague, which is interesting, kind of liking it so far. Yeah, Teague is okay. The problem is like how often are you able to cast it in time? You definitely need to make some changes to the mana base, because you often want to cast it on turn 2 or 3, or you want to be like pacting for it and playing it, but it's not sure, it's not easy to do. To get on a list, another one you play. Yeah, I know. I'm just answering, Jose. Sorry. I thought that it was a question. Maybe it wasn't a question. My bad. My bad if it wasn't. But I answered it anyway. Veil of Summer, negate hit the blue decks equally, but negates hits Capeshift and Veil hits John's. Yeah, Tron is also a big one. Tron gets hit by negate. Like you want to bring in Tron's negates against Tron, but you don't want to bring in Veils, obviously. Oh, sweet. They kept 7. Yeah, this doesn't beat a 7. I guess we're keeping this. Definitely would be nice to have access to a bounce land. Doesn't look like we're going to be that lucky. Bounce land we like to see. Titan we'd like to see. Braids we'd like to see. Yeah, we're okay. There's one of those. That's something. A braid. Give me an braid off the top if my opponent plays a dork. That's aggro. Okay. Did manage to look out a Nation with T, which felt great. Seems good against Storm and Tron as well. Yeah, I mean it's a fine card. It's just a matter of like, do we have better things to be doing? Which sometimes we do. And here we're probably going to die. There's not much that we can do anyway. Do you board out Netherlands against Storm, or are there that cards to remove first? You can literally see how I sideboarded like a second ago. I took out Field and Ghost Squatter, Walking Ballista, Coalition Relic Explorer, and 1 Summoner's Pact, and a Trinket Mage. And I brought in all the interaction and stuff. This is, I think, lethal, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, Storm is as bad as it always was. Peaches with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you for coming back to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you for sharing that Twitch Prime love. Are we trinketing again? We're just doing some science, Peaches. We're just Just doing things for science, which is something that we do often here on stream. Storm is a bad matchup for Amulet, isn't it? It's miserable, yes, it's really bad. Also wondering, is Ballista set in stone as a main deck card? And right now, would you ever not play 3 in the 75? So I think I'm just conceding here, right? Do I have any outs? I feel like I don't have any outs. So if I put this in the bin and this in the bin, they need to use... I think that I get to survive, maybe? Is that correct? They need to have a ritual in hand, right? Because otherwise, even if they kill the Azusa, we just bog them. We also die to a remand. Oh, they had. Oh, I totally missed that. Actually, I didn't know that they had the. I was talking to chat and I totally missed that they still had like all the flashback in the stuff there. Yeah, so my bad. I don't think it would have mattered. I don't think that we could have won anyway, but still. All right, we're 1-1. Answering your question, Jose, no, Ballista is not a must in the main deck. I have been liking it so far. There's a lot of decks that have come to life where Ballista is a solid card, but it's definitely not written in stone. You can even replace it with something else if you want. I like having access to it in the 75, but it doesn't mean that it needs to be in the main deck. And this is a mulligan. And this is a keep. And would you ever not play 3 in the 75? I don't think I would. I think that EE is just insane. It's so good. Storm seems like a super rough matchup. Yeah, it is. It's always been. Like it's not something new. It's not like even when they were playing like Pyromancer's Ascension and stuff, it was a miserable matchup back then as well. Still not sure what my opponent is up to. I guess we're gonna learn that soon enough, probably. We just have rough matchups against linear combo decks. Yes, against decks that require interaction, we struggle. We do struggle against those pretty badly. I think I'd rather them counter the Coalition Relic than countering the Azusa. Just like counter this one. You're fine. It's fine. Usually decks that require for us to have some kind of interaction, we struggle against. Excuse me, we struggle against. It's opponent trying to wonder whether they should counter this. Maybe I should have actually played the T-West on turn 2. Maybe that was a mistake. Yeah, there's a logic, not mana leak. Whatever, that's fine. Just trading with that. It doesn't really matter. We just wanted to bait out the counterspell. Here's the Field of Ruin. Ew. That's actually a solid pickup. Probably gonna field us end of turn, which is fine. We have a second one. What it means that they already used their Field of Ruin. Because maybe this scout gets answered. Path to Exile, my Sakura Tribe Scout. You got it. No field. Okay. Dope. Hopefully they field here. Please and thank you. No? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're taking it easy. We're taking it easy. If my opponent is not using their mana, that's great for us. So probably just gonna continue doing this. Nice Snapcaster Path. Oof, that's so great for us. Opponent down to 3 cards in hand too. Jeez, this is too good. It's too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can just like do everything in one sweep. That's great. Crazy Ship coming back with that Twitch Prime sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold, my friend. Why didn't they GQ something? I have no idea. So we're just going to transmute for Cavern. We're gonna play the Cavern and we have enough mana to cast the Titan. So, good times. Good times. Probably gonna get... Got an opt, brother. You got an opt. We're gonna get Field of the Dead and a Bounce Land, maybe? Maybe double Bounce Land? Field Bounce Land seems better. Field, Simic. Get a couple of Sumbos. Black Thunder X, sorry, with a Twitch Prime sub. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you everybody for the support. Field just pulls the Field of Ruin, right? Yep, that's what I'm trying to do. So there's a field. They're probably gonna answer, yeah, the Field of the Dead, which is fine. Now that means that we get to bounce it to Tolaria West, and that means that the Cavern survives, so we can potentially set up an uncounterable Ballista. So we should be in a good spot here. Still get 2 zombies after all, right? Opponent down to 3 cards left in hand. Probably one of them is a Wrath. I mean, that's kind of like their only hope. Yep, there we go. Transmute. Summoner Spect. Cast Summoner Spect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get a way to counter this one. Because you probably want to. Seikoth, yeah, this is game 1. This is game 1 and we're looking very, very good. I really doubt that they have a hard counter for this. Yeah, they can only like delay my Titan. But that's fine, because next turn I can play it. I can just pay for pact and play it anyway, so... So this is basically them buying a turn and they only have a single card left in hand. So I really don't see how my opponent wins here. Protecting the Cavern, obviously. Birdlord 92 with that Twitch from Saib. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold, Birdlord. Share some love. Share some Primetime love in the chat. So we pay for Pact. All's good. That's a terrible draw because that's one of the cards that I was planning on getting, so that kind of sucks actually. Alright, Covenant Giants. 3, 4, 5. I can't haste actually, so... So Covenant Giant, boom, boom, boom. There we go. Figure it out. So we're just gonna get Simic Tolaria, right? Would the deck now be more on the red splash over white? You're going to do a cyber guide for a new build? Certainly so for 06. It's just a matter of I am waiting for the metagame to settle down. And once... Oof, I'm so sorry, opponent. Once the metagame does settle down, I am going to write a guide for subs, as I always do, obviously. Bog you. Got him. So now that my opponent is going to tap out probably for an opt, this is actually way easier for me because I just make an explosives on 3 and blow up the detention sphere. It's just, we're just attacking for just putting too much pressure on them. Unless my opponent draws nothing but gas for the rest of the game. They kept the card on top, so that's definitely good for them. But unless they draw nothing but gas for the remainder of the game, and I draw nothing but blanks, we should easily win. Explosives on 3. Yep. Guess who's back, baby? Woo! Prime time in the house. Okay, so now we're gonna get Stronghold and I guess it's gonna be County Garden is actually defensible here. The other alternative would be to get a Vesuva copying the Cavern of Souls, or to get a Abzan to protect the Stronghold, but I think this is fine. However, this once was upon a time. Yes, worse than Steerings, but playable. I'm probably going to test it in the future, but I don't think it's going to be... I don't think I'm very interested in the card, basically. That is the short, the short version. Little Amulet for value. Garnison winner of FNM last Friday. I used Bog to excel my own lattice that had encountered. So yeah, that's something that actually happens. We did that the other day, actually, here on stream, but we were playing against John, and we did it on Wormcall Engine. Like, my opponent dealt with my first Wormcall, and I bogged myself, and then got it back. It was sweet. Felt pretty smart after lying. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good when you find like those like weirdo lines that somehow work. Certainly good knowing in Karn could be okay in Trinket Mage. Yes. And even in Trinket Mage versions, I would still rather have Ancient Stirrings than that card. Cryptic Command, bounce my own guy, and tap my dudes. You got it. Muldir Decay with that Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for the support. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Oh yeah. Prime time. Just protect the cavern. And that's right, I have an amulet now. No, I think protecting the cavern is relevant anyway, because we're going to try to set up the classic ballista for sure. I've been deciding whether to learn Amulet as I haven't played it since Loon. How's it do versus the 4-color Tertiary decks? Delver guy, if you're playing Karn, those decks are pretty much a buy. If you are not playing the Karn versions, if you're doing something like what we are today, it's a little bit more challenging, but still certainly a very positive matchup. I consider it to be a positive matchup at least. I mean, I would not replace the Steerings, but it could replace the flex that we have with Explore. I don't think so. I like the Explore. I like having access to ramp. What is this? Tap and draw, I imagine? Yeah, tap and draw. You got it. Opponent's at 19, unfortunately, which is a little bit awkward because it doesn't... I guess I could... Nah, I don't want to overextend into a Wrath, so we're just going to pass a turn here. Like, I'm going to force my opponent to answer this Titan, and then we're going to play the next one. Basic Land Shark with that raid. Thank you so much. Welcome everybody from Basic Land Shark's stream. We're playing some Amulet. If you're not familiar with the channel, this is very often what we do here. We just play Amulet. Kind of feels like an improved Serum Vision. I mean, it's fine. It's improved. It's worse than Serum Vision overall, but it's improved in the sense that it doesn't require us to warp our mana in terrible ways. None of your slay. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Day minus. on the Titan, which is understandable. Hey my guy, hope you're feeling great today. Yeah, feeling awesome today. So my opponent has literally no way to counter a Primeval Titan. So we just jam, and I don't need to expose the cavern, which is great. Unless they're playing main deck Disdainful Stroke, which... if they have main deck Disdainful Stroke, props to you, OP. So they're probably going to get this Stronghold here, which means that I'm going to haste on the Kalni. This is going to force the Snappy to trade here. I guess that we don't even trade because we have Sun Home. We know what's suggested by you. Oh, yeah? Oh, sweet. Well, thank you so much. I'm trying to learn Chana myself before acquiring the cards. Well, this is certainly the correct channel for you, Basic Landshark. What are we doing here? Ghost Squatter. Ghost Squatter Vesuva Omboros. Yep. Sounds about right. Yeah. This will now allow us to, like, I guess that we don't even care. I'm probably going to need to play into countermat, into a Wrath here, which kind of sucks because I cannot let my opponent tap with the Fairy. That is how I lose this game. Why aren't we playing Karn? Karn helps us Whirza. I am very aware, Big Monkey. We're trying new things because we always try new things in the channel. You know this. You know this. I don't need to tell you. You do hang out here from time to time, so. We do try things out. 5, 6. I guess I can play one more land so I don't lose my gemstone. No, it's unfortunate that we're kind of playing into a Wrath. Seems worth it though. Like, I need to answer the Teferi. I just cannot afford to let my opponent tap with that. Feels good trading plat token for $65 card. It certainly does. It certainly does. So if they have the Wrath here, that's kind of annoying. I guess Narset draws into a Wrath. That's a Cryptic. This doesn't do it. We'll probably be in and out. How long will you stream today? Probably, like, this is our 3rd match today. I usually stream 2 leagues, so we should be good for a while. So here's probably gonna be tap and draw. I'm probably gonna need to ping the Narset, unfortunately. Tap and draw. Counter. 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 And we're going to bog here. And we're going to put another counter. Gonna ping twice, so they can't draw 1 card off of Narset, and then we're gonna pass the turn. Mirror Amulet since it came out, except with Obnoxious the Fallen in Vintage. With Fastbone, do you think there's a fit of Obnoxious in the Titan package? I don't think so. Maybe? I don't really... I mean, probably it's more like a meme than anything else, so I don't think I would try it, but I mean, if you want to have fun, by all means. Certainly Obnixilis is a fun card. 1 Explorer equal new. No, it's like the fact that we like the sideboard cards more than anything. So we're gonna ping there once. Gonna ping there one more time. And then we're just going to 7 them here. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. Just hold priority. Just do all the pings at the same time so I can F6. All right, there we go. If they have a snappy, things are gonna be annoying. How many snappies have they used so far, though? They have used 2 snappies. They probably don't have many more. Okay, so this is probably... Unless their last card is Path to Exile, this is probably just game here. Sure. Combat. Attack them. I don't really care about the Narset. Fountain. Gemstone. Just going to activate these right now for value. I want to bounce anything. I don't think I want to bounce anything. Oh, I can bounce this and replay as a colonnade. That was a mistake, actually. I should have done that. Yeah, that was certainly a mistake. I should have found the bounce land so I could bounce the Borders Garrison and replay it as a colonnade, so I can attack next turn and that will strike the colonnade, so I can swing for 8. That was a bad mistake, actually. Hopefully it's not relevant, but it certainly could be. I'm holding to these explosives because we can actually play it for 4 to kill a Jace, or maybe even 5 to kill the Fairy. Chad, what should I play at the Modern Classic in Syracuse this weekend? My options are Karnulet, Whirza, and Humans. Karnulet, what a light. It's amazing right now. Talking about having the plan to do it. Once upon a time is only good for us, makes our moves much better. It does, except it doesn't at the same time. It only does if the card is the first card that you cast in the game, right? It's not if you draw it past, like after you cast it. If you go turn 1 Amulet and then you top deck that card, then you're actually in a bad spot. Which is a weird thing to say, but it's just the way things go. Alright, so bye-bye Sandhome. It's probably okay. I mean, my opponent has only 1 card left. Let's see if that card is a Path to Exile. Definitely going to be playing this main phase in case they block with the colonnade. Okay, so they don't have an answer to the Titan, otherwise they would have probably used it before I get to attack. Gonna bounce Bog and I guess Radiant Fountain. They activate Colonnade. They're probably gonna block. Do I go Squatter? If I go Squatter here, that means that... Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Squatter, the Colonnade here. The reason for this is that now this Colonnade is gonna be lethal. Seems like a good enough reason to be doing this. Alright. I don't think I'll play out the Trinket. Wait for next turn. We can play it out then. If you want more comfortable with Titan, then go further with my second deck though. Karn Amulet is insanely well positioned right now. The only decks I'm scared of the world Druid and Shadow. Yep, exactly. Where are you from? I'm from New Jersey, USA. Oh yeah, basic land. I'm from Argentina originally, though I do live in Los Angeles, in the US. I've lived on Extended and Path Titan. Yep. True and absolutely Bugwiz, the best deck in Modern right now, and I'm able, and why not if you're able to have it? Yeah. I do agree with that. That Ursa is the best deck in Modern. I don't disagree with that. What's up, Dito? How you doing? I decided to finally get this deck on Moto to get more games in just 1 week turn. So you have any tips on how to sequence Stark's triggers for this deck? I have very little to do with Moto. Well, I do certainly recommend that you take your time and you actually hang out for a bit in the friendly queues. It's certainly quite important for you to get familiar with like Moto as a program, basically. You definitely want to try to get a hang of like the basic like interactions in terms of how to stack your cards, how to like switch faces, that kind of stuff. It's certainly very important for you to make sure that you're doing that. Cut one land or one steerings. Probably it's gonna be one land. I always hesitate to cut Radiant Fountain against Blue-White because they often go into a Vendilion Click. Hey, Vendilion Click beat you down plan, and Radiant Fountain is pretty good at helping us race. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut that. Why didn't you use Stronghold for the extra 4 damage? I don't know what you're talking about for 6. They had destroyed it. Sorry, I missed your most recent up-to-date Karn lit list. You can see it in my Stream Decker. If you go to like my decks or something like that, you can see all the latest lists that I've been playing. Very slow hand. Like very, very slow. I'm gonna keep it because I'm a greed monster though. I think Whirza is the best deck by a large margin. Whirza objectively correct like Hogak. Yeah, I do think it's the best deck. I don't think it's by like insane amounts. But I do think that it's the best deck in Modern right now. We don't feel the dead or Karn. This matchup is so annoying. I mean, it's a fine matchup. I do certainly really enjoy playing it. I think it's very skill intensive and very, I don't know, it's just entertaining for me. I get the 2-mana mode of Once Upon a Time is very bad at having a Titan. Your burner seems nuts. Yeah, except that's it's like it's the same thing as Leyline's Collected Company. It's just like if you keep focusing in like the best case scenario of cards, then we should probably be playing Sakama in the deck. Like that's not how Magic works. You're not always gonna have it's not always gonna be the best case scenario, you know? In fact, it's often going to not be the best case scenario. So if you are trying to like value a card or like figure out whether a card is good or not, and you are only basing you're basing yourself in like on the base case scenario, then you're probably gonna be doing a lot of losing and a lot of like misbuilding your decks. I really wish Modern Horizon was a cheaper set. I mean, it's a great set. I have no regrets with Modern Horizon. It's just great. Karn in Amulet is strong. I power through Southern my Titan and still power through. Yeah, it's very, very good. Imagine if it was a bad limited burden, how effective the card would be. Yeah, like it was very it was just awesome. Why cut Colony over Fountain? Because we have Field of the Dead, and because you like attacking for like with plant tokens, it's very irrelevant. And I explain how I post board blue-white often pivots into like Vendilion Click plan. Wow, they judgmented my scout. You got it. Drawing Trinket there is not awful, I don't think. What to get here is tricky though. I think I'm gonna get a Piping Needle because I want to play around the Tension Sphere, which my opponent did show me. So we're just gonna get a Piping Needle and just like name nothing. I could name Field of Ruin, but I'm more interested in getting a Planeswalker. My turn to say that is an always heavily abrupt. No. If you're valuing cards, you should probably try to figure out what like the likelihood of situations that will come up actually is. We're going to transmute here for Cavernous Souls. Play Gemstone Mine and go to attacks. I could have played the Ghost Quarter and try like field them. I don't think that's worth it. Swing. Take 2. All right, pass the turn. Next turn we can transmute again. Oh yeah, this is great. So they wasted 1 field. That's good for us. It's understandable that play makes way more sense now that they show me another field of ruin. We're just gonna continue taking it easy. And well, let's see where this goes. Retention Sphere. You got it. And this is why you don't play out the second amulets. And you get the Pithing Needle instead. That's a prime time. That's a solid draw. I'm just baiting a counterspell here. This is just me baiting a counterspell. Well, they don't know that I have 3 copies of the bounce land. They're just trying to like get me behind 1 land drop, but this is a matchup where my land drops don't really matter. Like it's like they're just giving me time. They didn't put a clock on me. Like they didn't play Jace, they didn't play Teferi, they didn't play a daily click. So it's just like what they are doing. It just doesn't really matter, right? What they're doing is pretty much irrelevant. It's just the fact that they're just giving me time. And you just, as the blue-white player, you cannot give the Amulet player time. The control-y hands just don't work against Amulet. Like, I will eventually overpower what it is that you're doing. And very likely it's not even gonna be tough for me to do. Alright. So we're gonna start. I'm not Ghost Quartering, so we're gonna start here. This will probably prompt the Field of Ruin. Dovin's Veto, wow. That's so good for us. Scotterino. Cruel Turf. Sorry that I sometimes kind of disappear whenever I'm playing against control. It's just like this matchup, like the clock is very, very relevant. The clock is a very, very relevant part of the matchup, basically. So why not just Covenant Titan here? Because my opponent has both Field of Ruin and Ghost Quarter. So I'm trying to see what their hand looks like. Right now they have only 3 cards in hand, right? I want this Titan to give me value, right? That's what I'm trying to go. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying for my opponent to waste their Field of Ruins. So my Caverns and my Field of the Dead, when I get it, are going to be better. So now my opponent wasted a Field of Ruin on an irrelevant land. And now they have 1 less answer for my relevant cards. Yeah, of course, Echo Papa. Always ask. You have to play with their fear. Yeah, I'm just trying to set myself So basically the blue-white matchup is a lot of like waiting, 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 boom, you're dead. Basically. Delver Guy, thank you for the follow. So we are 1-0. This is game 2. Do you think pacting for Pact of Negation instead of Summoner's Pact is to tell that you have Titan? It is, but what are they gonna do about it? I mean, now they know I have a Titan. Can they beat it? No. So it's whatever, right? Even if they know that I have a Titan in hand, they can't really do anything about that. So so my next turn, I guess it kind of depends on what they show me here from the Narset Supreme Verdict. Okay, that's a good one for them to show me. So if they tap out for Verdict, I think I'm gonna play a Cavern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only have 5 lands. It's gonna cost me a Gemstone Mine to cast this Titan. Am I interested? I think I'm actually interested in playing slow again. Verdict resolves. You see, like, my opponent has used 2 Wraths already. One of them to kill a Sakura Tribe Scout, and one of them to kill a Scout and a Trinket Mage. So I guess I don't even need to expose the Cavern. We'll just play the Titan and get another one. I guess I'd rather... Yeah, I think I'm interested in my opponent not drawing a card, so we're just gonna do this. Amulet comes back. We just pass the turn. So next turn we can actually play a Titan. Doesn't cost us the Gemstone Mine, which means that we are safe. We are safe to get Field of the Dead and get some Sombos out of the deal. And my just they have not put a threat on the battlefield at all this game. They just can't keep up with me. It's impossible. Like how is their deck going to keep up with what I have going on? They just can't do it. So they have 2 cards. I do suspect one of them is a piece of counter magic. So I am not going to play into it. So I'm not going to go for a Bojuki Bog. It's also very likely that they have a Snapcaster over there. So I think I'm going to do Simic Growth, Field of the Dead. And we're gonna see what they go squatter. They have to go squatter something, otherwise it just gives me too much value. Oh, sweet. No more field, that's fine. So this means that now my Pact of Negation is live. I'm probably gonna play around like Pact plus Cryptic. They have a path. That's fine. So I would like to find like a Bojuki Bog or something like that. That would be nice. We already have an onboard answer to Colonnade. There's the Field of Ruin. Where's my Excavator? We just bought him 5 pieces of pure gasoline. That is kind of brutal, I'm not gonna lie. Like that was... Oof. That's rough. That's very, very rough. Hopefully it's not gonna matter anyway. But that's definitely super rough. I don't want to expose the ballista until it's lethal, basically. It will be eventually. Like, my opponent needs to answer the 2 zombies, right? So there's no need for me to expose the ballista and they draw a wrath, and then I just... Like, they're just gonna take 4 here. I'm gonna play the turf. I'm gonna force the action here, because if they wanna destroy the T-West, they need to do it right now. They don't, which is weird. Okay. And like, my opponent is down to 9, next turn they're gonna be down to 5, and the ballista is gonna be lethal, and we're going to win the game. Easy. Lol. Yeah. So now if they have Cryptic, this is gonna tap them out of Cryptic, so attack you. Alright, so now another ballista is just lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Construct. Ballista for lethal. Ping you. Ping you. Ping you. Ping you. And ping you. And that's how you play the control matchup. Timely is a sorcery, that's why I did that main phase. I could have also done it on their upkeep. It's kind of whatever. I don't feel like the upside to once upon a time is so upside and pretty likely given we are such an open hand reliant deck. If Sakama could cycle for 2, it would be a lot better. I still would not play Sakama even if it cycled for 2. The resource wouldn't be enough there anyways. I mean, it would, but it would be like sorcery speed, so... so there was the other Teferi. No. No, it was Big Teferi. Ike Spike. I'm gonna keep this one. We're on the play, so we can play turn 2 Amulet Scout. Hopefully we draw like a Gemstone Mine or a different green source. But we pretty much have... Barring a Disc Cell, we kind of have all the moving pieces that we need. So this is a solid hand. Playing against Whirza. I mean, I guess it could also be the... I mean, since we only have access to Scout, it feels very risky to pack for Azusa next turn, so I think I'm just going to go the greedy route, and I'm just going to hit my land drops. It's not so greedy because we're going to get to Steerings next turn. So I'm just going to bounce it to Luria West here. Play the Scout, that's the turn. But like, if I do bounce the turf from this Amulet trigger and my opponent has a Galvanic Blast, I am basically double time walking myself. So I'm not interested in that at all. I mean, I guess we still don't know whether my opponents... I guess they are on Prison and they are not on Ursa, which is potentially worse for us. It does look like... Oh no, so they are on Ursa. Okay. Steerings. Never didn't have it. What can I transmute for? I could transmute for an explosives. 3 explosives for 0 and crack it. That actually doesn't seem bad now that I think, the more that I think about it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play explosive for 0 and crack it. Why not Azusa Titan here? My opponent is holding up 1 red mana. I don't like leaving myself dead to Galvanic Blast. And I am also dead to Damping Sphere for what's worth. I can safely Titan next turn. We can use this turn to interact. We can use this turn to interact. They're probably going to draw a card and they're going to will injure their Moxopol. That's fine. But they're going from 3 onboard artifacts to 1. And next turn we can safely Titan and we can attack unless my opponent draws exactly a Snare and Bridge. I brought them down one mana, which is very relevant. Okay, there's the bridge. We still have 1 more explosives. Oh, actually, this might lock us out. That's kind of brutal. If my opponent is smart, I think they can just beat us here. I guess they can't use the red mana. Okay, so we're definitely gonna bog here because if my opponent gets back the Welding Jar, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. I forgot that they don't actually have enough artifacts to tap this for mana, so we're definitely bogging them 100%. We can't attack, unfortunate. That's fine. We're suddenly gonna use Bojuka Bog, and we're going to use to get Slayer Stronghold. Bog T-West. That was actually kind of an important dodge there to like be able to like the fact that my opponent doesn't have a red mana. It's kind of a big deal. So now the explosives on 3 is actually still relevant. You don't have red mana. You don't. you just don't. You have to get fielded ASAP, don't you? Why? There's probably an Ursa. Which Mystic Forge? It's much less problematic than Ursa, I think. Now they do have access to red mana though. So I will need to first answer the engineer, which will probably need that probably means I need to transmit for a ballista. And after I answer the engineer, I can, I guess, bouncing bog. That's the same thing. So we're gonna bounce Bojuka Bog, play Titan. Yes. We're going to Semi-Growth Chamber. We're going to transmute for engineered explosives. And we're going to pass the turn. And unless my opponent draws very well this turn, we should be in a solid spot. Because next turn we're setting up lethal. They have a land drop, we lose to Python Needle. See Golden Engineer. You get a Sword of the Meek. Got it. Okay. So we don't really lose to Python nearly because we still have access to... Huh. So my opponent doesn't have red mana. Right? And I cannot answer the Python Needle anyway, so we just bog them right now. Question mark? And they have used both of their... They have used both of their swords, so we cannot get comboed out anymore. Seems good. Thought their Foundry resolves. No Whirza. Am I missing something here? So I need to be holding the bounce in hand. Or I can transmute for Ballista to answer this. I think that I'm going to... no, I don't think I want to do that. Okay, so explosives on 3. Blow this up. I will need to play the Civic Growth Chamber first to play around this Engineer. This seems fine. Is there any reason to transmit for activity 6? Yeah, the fact that Pact is in the sideboard, it's not in the main deck. We're playing a different list than what I've been playing lately. We're just trying to saw a couple of new things. This list is based off what I played in Vegas. I think I'm not missing anything. Am I crazy? They cannot wear me. They cannot wear me. Bog, place around Engineer. Yeah, right? I don't want to give them another turn so they don't Python Needle me. Yeah, that's... I guess we win. Sick. Alright, upgrades. Ramming up, yes. Sage, yes. Tracker and Force, certainly so. And both of these are good. We're gonna trim a couple of these. We're gonna trim the field. We're going to trim Coalition Relic. I guess we are expecting Dumping Sphere. Couple of Scouterinos. We are taking out the Radiant Fountain. Thoughts on Blast Zone? It's only good against Death Shadow. It's literally not good against any other deck in the format. That was like one of those cards that I really wanted for it to be good, but it just wasn't. The fact that it says sacrifice a land as part of the cost is just too much of a drawback. I did test with it, not a lot, but it just didn't take too long to figure out that just the card wasn't very good for us. One thing that I'm seriously considering here is just like, I think I'm gonna take out a couple of amulets here. Just taking it like the super controlling route. I think I'm just gonna take out the ballista. It's a different win con, but like we have so many ways to answer the bridges that I played in the list and I just played, never activated and got color screwed once. Yeah, exactly. It's always the question. Whenever you're trying a new land, the question is always the same. Is it better than basic forest? The answer very, very often is no. Most of the time, in fact, the answer is no. Okay. Have a hand with a bunch of interaction. Some cantrips. It's not a bad draw. Yeah, I guess we get the second basic, huh? Seems more important for us to be making sure that we're making land drops. Thoughtseize. We're gonna take the force. Oh, Thupter Foundry. Let's start here, see what we find. Red source is kind of tempting. Red source is kind of tempting, but Amulet, if we have Azusa, Tracker, Amulet, Bounce Land going, it's kind of a big deal. We get super got by Thoughtseize though. I think we're gonna have to win one of these two, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Amulet, but I'm gonna need to upkeep, destroy the Opal and the Thopter Foundry. In fact, I should have probably done that previous turn. But I have to stop them from having Ursa mana, basically. Why not just take Gemstone? Because it doesn't enable my Abrade this turn. That's basically why. And I think I'm gonna pitch the Azusa or the Tracker here. They're gonna get one Thopter on the house, but that's okay. Honestly, I don't think I want basic first number 4. I might try Horizon Canopy. I disagree, Graham, but you can do whatever you want. Like you really can. That's one of the features of the deck, really. Are they gonna? Ooh. Are they going to Assassin's Trophy my Amulet? Because that would be awesome. Please Assassin's Trophy my Amulet instead of my Tireless Tracker. Please, opponent. Okay. Black red mana. Yes. Awesome. All right. Sweet. Oh. Thank you for solving all my problems, OP. I really appreciate it. That worked out just fine. I don't think I want to use that. Definitely into this though. For sure, it would be nice to find the red source though. Make sure this Abrade is actually live. Ursa here is mildly problematic. So we're going to crack Clue. EE on 2, blow it up. EE on 0, I mean. Crack. Play land. Swing for 4. I mean, we might be fine against this Whirza. I guess it depends on how long my opponent's going to take to you know, get some traction. Because Whirza is usually like a snowbally card, so if you can prevent it from snowballing, then you are more likely to beat it. But once it gets going, it's really, really hard to stop. No attacks with Whirza has to be wrong. It just has to be wrong. So I could get red mana for a Brave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm just gonna get like the bounce line tracker engine going. Yeah, they can be holding up Whir, but if they are holding up Whir, they can only work for 1 because they only have 2 blue sources. So they can only work for 1 with their current mana situation. Sage the Astrolabe. This basically forces the issue. Yep. I guess my opponent did not figure out the fact that we're. I guess they can actually tap this for blue. Never mind. So they can actually work for 2. That's probably okay though. Like, unless I get comboed out. Oh, I guess I can actually get comboed out. Never mind. Yeah, I think I just. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I actually just missed that. Yeah, this is my mistake. This is I think I just punted this game. Yeah, I think I just punted this. What? Wow. They have the Thopter Foundry, but now they don't have black mana anymore. That would be kinda hilarious, actually. Yeah, I might have punted this game. Maybe I just needed to copy Steam Vents. Still, they would. Yeah, I guess they could have used like the Thopter Foundry itself. They could have used the Thopter Foundry itself to tap and crack the Astrolabe, so that would have had 6 mana in play. So they used. No, they still would have. Yeah, I don't think they would have been able to win anyway. We got an Whirza. They're just Whirza flooded. They are just Whirza flooded. Just stuck with everything. If they block the Whirza on the Sage. We just separate it. Trucker Clue. Abrade, 3 damage to target creature. I wonder if they misclicked and they wanted to get the Thopter Foundry here. Unless they had a 0 or another land, they could not have killed me, but they would certainly have been in a much better spot if they had gotten the other thing instead of the Swordemic, the Thopter Foundry instead of the Swordemic. No Primeval Titans needed. We're just playing Tireless Tracker Control. Just playing Tireless Tracker Control. No big deal. Alright, this is gonna be yet another 4-1. So the good thing, and one of the reasons why I'm kind of looking forward to double 4-1 in today, is the fact that we actually have 59 treasure chests right now. So if we 4-1 twice, then we're gonna have 69 treasures, which is nice. 700% the last turn, but the air out was reasonable enough. Yeah, no, I certainly punted. It was definitely like the correct line to do like what you were suggesting, which is just hold up instant speed of Brave. But impending nice, exactly. So if we do double 4-1, that would be particularly nice. Yeah. Let's see whether we can make it. Dark Shrooms, thank you for the follow. Nope. This hand is very, very good against certain opponents and not so good against other opponents. I think I'm going to multiply. This hand is much better. Okay, so we're going to keep and we're going to bottom the explosives for sure. And I think the Azusa, how does our sequencing look? So we're going to go turn 1 Scout, turn 2 Steerings, looking for another bounce. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to bottom the Azusa. It's because of like how our future turns are going to look like. I'm going to turn 1 Scout, turn 2 Steerings into something, and I get grossly punished because now I made my opponents, making my opponents Searing Blazes live for no reason. Bad beats. Oh, it's Mono Red Prowess. Oh, that's extra brutal. Lava Dart, the vein of the Scout's existence. Take a bunch of damage. Okay, okay. That speeds us up. So, assuming I don't die, it's likely I don't die, right? I mean, I have nothing better to do than to assume that I don't die. So I can Trinket Mage next turn, getting Amulet, following turn, play Amulet, make 8 mana, so I'm gonna 1 mana short. That's kind of brutal. I think I need to get the Tularia West though. I don't have a threat currently. I'm gonna be 1 mana short of setting up like a double Amulet kill on my following turn though. So hopefully I don't die in the meantime. Kiln Fiend. Okay, now I'm worried. Soulscar Mage is kind of whatever. Alright. Trinket Mage. Amulet. Go. So we can... If we draw a Titan, I guess we can win because we can... No, never mind. Okay, we're dead. Crash through. Whoops. We were fine until we were not. We were fine until we were not. If we top deck either an Azusa or a Titan, we did have lethal here though. Which is pretty sweet. Yep. If they hadn't had the crash through, we have a shot. We actually didn't. Anyway, they had lethal even without the crash through. So I wouldn't have gotten there anyway, but still. Alright, abrades, yes. Explosives, yes. Ballista, no. Rex Sage, yes. Baloth, very much yes. And that's it. Trinket Mage out. Bujuki Ball, I guess it's better than something like Cavern. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter out. We want explosives, we want abrades. Scouts out. Yeah, I don't think I can afford to be playing scouts in this deck. I think I want to play Force instead of Mage. I am pretty afraid of Blood Moon. Why not Ballista in this matchup? Because it just doesn't do enough. Even if it's a threat that you can cast under Blood Moon, the fact that you're not, like, you're trading... It's one thing to trade 1 mana for 2, but then we are, like, trading 1 mana for 4. If we're lucky, like, if they don't have a lava any spell in order to make the Prowess dudes bigger, it just doesn't do enough. It's just too slow. But I also strongly dislike Trinket Mage in the matchup, so it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. So we're on the play, so I think I'm likely enough to make it to turn 4. Famous last words. A Brave. Would have been nice to draw a Brave there. Kiln Fiend. I am actually terrified right now. I am actually terrified right now. Like, completely terrified. Lava Spike. That's so much damage. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win. Just a casual 1 mana 7 damage. It's pretty ridiculous. One mana, 7 damage, no big deal. Recharge counter on this. And take 10. God damn it. I mean, I guess I do that, right? This represents 2 blockers. So I die to... This is Spike. So I just cross my fingers, right? Certainly a cross my fingers type of situation right here. Radiant Fountain, Colony Garden, go. Unfortunately, I cannot get field because I would be missing exactly 1 land. Please have a bunch of creatures. Please have a bunch of creatures. Alright, down to 5. Another light up the stage. God damn it. Don't have it crash through. Don't have it. They have the lava dart. Okay, so now my Titan is chomping a Kiln Fiend. Oh no, my opponent actually has lethal here. It's just flashback the lava dart. So they just lit up the stage real hard because they lit up the stage into lethal. It's pretty brutal. Alright, I tried. This card is so terrifying out of this deck. Wow. Wow, a pathetic 3-2. A pathetic 3-2. Brutal. Wow, I have not 3-2 the league in so long. This makes me super sad. And the worst part is like we didn't really get to test the cards that I wanted to test. Tracker was kind of gas against Whirza, I'm not gonna lie there. Tracker was kind of amazing against Whirza right there. But didn't even draw the veils. Brutal. Alright, I mean, let's fire it up again. Let's see what happens. That's not the least you remember run. Is it really that off to go only 3-2? I mean, yes, but you know, now the nice dream it's impossible because now I have 60 chests. So, you know. So one question: what are your thoughts about one Dark Sicilian analyst in order to be able to fetch it with Trinket Mage? It's too cute. It's just bad. It's the lack of grace for now. I can guarantee it's not. Like the one time that we drew the Explorer was actually amazing, and it found us the card that we needed in order to win. So, nah, I can't do this. This is too much. No, I can't do this. Whoops! Oh, misclick. Oh no. Oh no. Try not build summon. Exactly, Golden Banks. Welcome. Oh no. Look at the hand that I kept mistakenly. What? Oh, for a second I was like, mirror match? Alright. This opponent is certainly much better than my previous opponent at banning relevant cards. Clips for life with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much and welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Enjoy your emotes. Big huge draw. You're just like, I mean, most of my deck is a good draw right now. The only thing that would be like a really bad draw would be something like, I don't even know, a Field of the Dead, like one of my colorless lands. You see, Basic Forest, very, very powerful in this deck. Very, very powerful, so the Gris is salvaged into what? Into Verdant Catacombs, okay. No blocks. Okay, so we steerings first, trying to find the bounce land. We find the bounce land because we are real professionals. Play Amulet. Play bounce. And here we're just going to play a second Amulet and pass. We cannot really kill this turn anyway, so just gonna set up for a very explosive next turn. If we draw a Titan, we win on the spot. If we draw nothing, like we have 2 looks at a Titan. Tolaria West also does it. By playing out the second Amulet instead of exploring, I made sure that now in my following turn I'm going to have access to 2 extra mana, which means that Tolaria West is actually an out. Because I can play Bounce Land, Azusa, Tolaria West, Bounce Land, Bounce, we use the 2 blue mana from the T-West in order to transmute itself and get there. Primetime is a bad draw right now. No, it isn't. No, I mean, we did have the steerings in hand, so Primetime is kind of always a good draw when you have a steerings in hand, even if you're looking for a bounce or whatever. We'll be tanking about their decision. Unaware that it's not very likely to be relevant. Thanks, man. It's about time I joined. Don't know if you remember, I'm the one who met you at GPLA 2 years ago. We had like only 4 Amulet plays in the room. Yeah. Yeah, it's been... Definitely it's been a serious up. Like the fact that we had like 7 Amulet players in day 2 in Vegas, it's kind of mind blowing. Like people could play Hogak, and we still had 7 Amulet players in day 2. Like how insane is that? Deck is so freaking lit. Okay, So we're gonna start here. It's not a good draw. Play Azusa. So really all we need to do is just draw a Titan here. We can trade with something, but I'm not really interested in trading with something, so I think I'm just going to haste my Titan. My Azusa, I mean. Just serve for 2. Boom. Getcha. I was watching one of your VODs and a comment in chat had me confused. If someone Field of Ruins one of your lands and responds to bounce it back, nobody searches for a basic, correct? Yep, nobody searches. The ability is countered because it has no legal targets. Same thing happens with Cryptic Command, same thing happens with... what else target your land? Like, so what I'm saying is, like, if you're opponent Cryptics and you bounce in response, they don't draw the card because the Cryptic itself, it's countered. Do I want to block anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Swinging for 11. I already have a second Azusa, so I can make it 8. I guess it could potentially be another turn. So we're just gonna chomp there. Oh, look at that! We just win the game. Sick. Would you look at that? I mean, just look at it. Just look at this. I guess my opponent could potentially have Assassin's Trophy in hand. So I see no reason to not double prime time. Also, you know, value, right? Also, value. Not too much value in triple tightening, but Vesuva, Boros Garrison, Vesuva copy the stronghold. Does OP concede or not? Guess OP does not concede. Bounce the Vesuva, move to combat, swing. Cruel Turf, Gemstone Mine. There we go. So much overkill. Yeah. We played this matchup earlier today, so we just did this, I think. Oh, we brought in the Veil of Summers. Veils of Summer. I think this was it. Sounds about right. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, just flexing. You know, just showing my opponent that their deck got banned for good reason. Trying to convince my opponent that their deck is actually banned, unlike mine. Can't keep that. Maybe. So what are we missing here? We're missing just like lands. Yeah, this is fine. Turn 1 Scouterino. Jose, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Maddie. And Matt, welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Congratulations on getting gifted a sub. 10th subscriber of the day. Thank you so much. All right. Any chance I could take a look at your latest Karn list? Yes. So you can find it here. This is not the Karn list, but if you look at, I think you can go to like on the side. I think I mean I only see it as myself, so I need to go to my decks. But you can probably go to like, you know, Francisco's deck or F Pablu's decks or something. You can find all my previous lists there. And when in doubt, you can always check out my YouTube channel. And I have links to my... I always have links to my deck lists in the descriptions. Ooh. Double Crabberino. Lot left troll. Yeah, Thoughtseize doesn't do much with this against this hand. Sometimes you just, you know, you're just very good at this game. And why did my opponent take the Azusa? Literally any of the other two would have been better. Whatever. All right, that can be potentially problematic. And good to know about the Damping Sphere. Definitely good to know about this one. Do you have two dudes to play OP? They also have no zombies, so even if they didn't mill any grave crawlers, but even if they did, they wouldn't be able to play them. Play up the gemstone. That's not a good draw. Stitcher Supplier. No Gravecrawler. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so now they're gonna... Now I'm actually facing a real clock. Which I wasn't up to this point. So now this can actually be irrelevant. So I will need to draw a land here. Any untapped land is good. Or any bounce land is also good. Yeah, you probably don't want to attack with the crabs. I'm going to take 6 here. Just going to flash this in. And let's draw a good card. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Just a professional. One thing to note is that this is actually the worst bounce that I could have drawn. Because it doesn't actually, you know, give me what I need. It sucks a little bit. Bog Kalni. Well, I mean, I'm not really stopping anything with this Bujuki Bog. It's more of a matter of like I want to stop future shenanigans. So maybe Bog Bounce. I'm not gonna be able to get any Zombos though, which is unfortunate. Because surgical. Why Red Splash over White? I always thought the main reason Red Splash was super, but there aren't ready paths. Seems better. No, well, the Artifact Destruction is very good right now. Whirza is, in my opinion, the best deck in the format. And then there's a bunch of other decks that idolize artifacts because they're playing Stoneforge Mystic. So just answers to artifacts are what like the main reason for splashing red over white in the current situation. Even if the Assassin's Trophy my Titan, that means that I'm going to start getting zombies, so it's not that terrible. Seems very unlikely that my opponent's going to be able to deal 14 damage to me this turn. Why not the Bog on a turf? Because I want to block. Like, I'm at 14. I'm not... Like, if my opponent, like, crabs into, like, double Vengevine or something like that, and they get both of them back, then I might actually die. In fact, I was strongly considering getting Radiant Fountain over this Bujuki Bog. Like, the cards that I exiled are not particularly relevant. Right? Like, I didn't exile anything relevant. I just wanted to have the Bog in play. So I can start bouncing it and getting value there, but... It's quite possible that it would have been correct for me to for me to do things differently there. Let's actually do things correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Primeval Titan. Yes. Now we're gonna start getting some zombies, and my opponent can't win anymore. Tularia West and Radiant Fountain. Zombies. Attack. I love that I'm just attacking into like my opponent's like lethal blockers. It just doesn't matter. Just like chomp attacking basically, and it's still the correct line to just recklessly attack them. Yeah, that Hogak, the Hogak-less Hogak deck does not seem very good. I mean, it seems like a worse Dredge deck, if that makes sense. Even with the banning of Faithless Looting, Dredge seems like it might still be able to compete, but it seems like that deck was actually much more hit by the lack of Hogak than Dredge by the lack of Faithless Looting. Narrador Gragas, no cards today. We are trying some other stuff. We're trying some sideboard cards. We're trying like a different list. The list that I'm writing today is based off of the list that I played in GP Vegas. I still think Karn is better than this list, though. But that's what we do here. We try things out. We try things out. Yeah, you got it, Narrador. Anytime. A game to win. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for hanging out today. And thanks everybody for hanging out today. While my opponent does their thing, I'm gonna invite you to hit that follow button if you haven't done so yet. You can get notified whenever I go live, and you can, you know, always come and check out the sweet, sweet Amulet content. You can always expect to see some kind of sweet green deck being played here. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of streaming with Whirza. I actually really enjoy that deck as well. If you would like to support the stream, you can subscribe using that link over there. With your subscription, you will not only get access to these sweet emotes to use all around Twitch, but you also get access to the sideboard guide that I have written for Amulet. And as soon as the meta settles down, I'm going to update that sideboard guide with my current list. Karn did squat for me at the MCQ in the leg yesterday. Karn is great, Matt. I don't really know how else to say that. I'm happy that you're enjoying him. Whoops, that was the wrong Discord is what I meant to say. Discord, there we go. Also donations, if you would like to donate to the stream, I always appreciate it. And when any donation of $12 or more, I will play a league with any list of your choosing. But what I wanted to share though is the fact that if you want to have access to the cyber guide and you're a subscriber, you can do so in the Discord channel, which for whatever reason is not showing up. Let's try that again. Still not showing up. Well, hopefully it will show up at some point. And you can check out my previous streams on my YouTube channel, which this one is showing up. And finally, you can follow me on Twitter. Earlier today, I turned to Karn against Affinity. That was a quick concession. Yeah, it's pretty good. So we're a little bit Titan flooded here. We do have Explore. We can do better than this. This is not better than that. This is better than that though. Okay, so we're gonna bottom Field of the Dead and Summoner Spect. So now we can turn one Amulet, we can turn to Azusa because we're gonna top deck it, and then we're gonna turn 3 Titan because our deck is great. Definitely not packing for Azusa. I wonder if something wrong with my opponent because they are already down 2.5 minutes in their clock and they have literally done nothing. OP? Are you there? I suspect that my opponent is double queuing or something. I made a mistake of pacting for Azusa one game, never again. I mean, there's many times when it's correct to pact for Azusa. With this hand, not correct to pact for Azusa. But there are certainly a ton of hands where it's correct to pact for Azusa. In fact, I certainly recommend you check out, in my latest YouTube video, there was a match that I played against Infect, where I found myself in a very, very awkward situation where it was actually correct. That is a weird no attack. I suspect that they just have 6 through their turn. But where it was actually very correct to pact for Azusa, even though it didn't seem like a straightforward line whatsoever. But it ended up, that's a sick Wooded Foothills. But it ended up giving me the game, which was sweet. That's a sweet art, Wooded Foothills. That's very, very nice. Like it a lot. Sure you don't like? Yeah, so like the fact that they're doing this now tells me 100% that they just have 6 through their turn. I pack for Azusa pretty frequently. I don't know if it's like pretty frequently, but it certainly happens. So did you guys see like how correct it actually was to keep this hand? It was totally correct. You see, it was a turn 3 kill. Move to 5, turn 3 kill. Classic Amulet. I mean, I guess we could die here if my opponent has like the nuts. But I don't think we had a line the previous turn. No. Because we would have packed it for Azusa. We get 4 mana. We play Azusa, have 1 floating. Place 3rd Amulet. Well, I guess I actually missed lethal. Yeah, I think I just missed lethal. I think I had lethal on turn 2. Yeah, I missed the lethal line. I was just lazy. I think I actually had lethal. So I untap with an Amulet in play and a Ghost Quarter. I play 2nd Amulet. I Gruul Turf, get 4 mana. Pact for Azusa, down to 1 mana. Cast her. Play Tolari West, that's my 2nd land. Cast the 3rd Amulet. Play Tolari West as my 2nd land, get 3 land drops. And play Gruul Turf, make 6 extra mana, use the 3 mana. Yep, I just missed lethal. I was just lazy. It didn't look like lethal, but I guess it was. We'll learn something new every day. We had a multi-5 turn 2 kill, which I did miss. Unfortunate. But how are you gonna float blue mana? Because Tolari West comes into play tapped, and with triple Amulet, that's exactly what I want. That's cute. Pact. Primeval Titan. Like I have 3 amulets, right? So like if I bounce this, if I play this and then bounce itself. But yeah, every now and then you're gonna miss a lethal line. It's no big deal. Should I play around Gut Shot or should I go for like the triple Amulet? Nah, I'm just gonna go for Primeval Titan. Yes. Garrison. Stronghold. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Mana, haste. Mana, haste. Bounce, Ghost Quarter. Combat, attack with all. Yes. Ah, come on, OP, just concede. I guess they don't want to concede. White. White. Yes. Sun, home, and Conley. Just doesn't matter. I just don't know why my opponent's making me go through this. I'll strike that one. Double strike the other one. Very, very lethal. F6. I mean, I could get Fountain. I could have gotten Fountain, or I can just like swing for 32 trampling damage. That's also another option. So they will pick up the short stick, a clipper, and a chewed up gum. After a minute of thinking, he realized, yep, I have lethal. I mean, that's just Amulet in a nutshell. But yeah, we certainly missed lethal there. It just didn't matter. Miss lethal didn't matter. Good times. Jukibug out. Ghost Quarter out. Explorer is actually pretty bad against burn. Oh, Pact of Negation. There we go. That's what I was missing there. Very important against burn. They don't understand how I have lethal. No, I think my opponent is double queuing. So they were like, well, while I was killing them, they were just like playing their other match. Whew, okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. It kind of sucks that I am, like, because of the shape of my hand, I am pretty much forced to play my Amulet on one. I guess I can... Yeah, I think I need to play my Amulet on one, because if I top deck a bounce land, this is like by far the highest, like the highest EV play. Like if I top deck a bounce land and my opponent like goes turn to Eidolon or something, it's just so good for me. Can you send me the sub link, please? Oh, yeah, there you go, Kaio. You can always access it. Yeah, so there you go. There's a Smash to Smithereens, which is kind of annoying. So the most annoying part about that is that like this card is just so bad. Otherwise, like if I don't give them a target for the smash, they just have a dead card in their hand while they bolt my scout. That's awesome. Please play an Eidolon. Please play an Eidolon. Ugh. Name face Boros Charm. Definitely going to get in a Gruul Turf there, and yikes. I think I'm gonna get Simic Growth here instead of the Amulet. Again, I really dislike exposing my... like making my opponents smash Smithereens into reasonable cards. Susa. And we're gonna do this and the Silacopin Canyon. This gives me an extra draw towards the Titan. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. They probably have lethal. I had before cyber all of families against Bear with Simpson 6, so this is correct, but it's not real. Yeah, I don't think it's correct either. Like sometimes it's just like, especially on the draw, like you do sometimes need the amulets to get ahead. Otherwise, they just get you basically. They just race you faster. It's pretty brutal. Very, very brutal. Let's do this on human, I think. Yeah, human because of Trinket Mage. And I just pass the turn. I'm not attacking with this Azusa. It's more important to like hang back to block if I need to. I do feel pretty dead here. Certainly feel very dead. Yeah, there it is. Yep. We just really whiffed this game. Okay. Unkeepable 7. Unkeepable 6. God damn it. Kaio with that tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. Non-bounce land. Yeah, I don't think we could have won going down to 4 anyway, so Eidolon. Yeah, this is actually brutal Eidolon here. I think we could have whiffed like 1 or 2 turns, but now the 3rd turn is just too much probably. I just don't think I can keep up anymore. Yeah. All right. Bad beats. Rough. What do you think about Once Upon a Time in Amulet? Playable, worse than Steerings. So I don't think I will be playing it unless Steerings gets banned. I like this hand. Finally, we see a keepable hand. Just any line would have won that. Yep, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Ooh, hopefully this is not infect. Amulet? Explosives. Okay. 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 Sure. Out of all the bad draws, that was a reasonable one. Oh, I guess this could be green white at Brassy, or like, what? Say what? Is this Mabnass's deck? It's definitely is Mabnass's deck, right? Right. It definitely is a weird deck. Dope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can haste. Sick. You just concede. All right. All right. So Carrion Feeder makes me think that maybe I want Tormod Script. I certainly want this. Certainly want this. Probably will want this. And I'm gonna hedge with a Rex Sage, even though I'm not very sure about that. Now, as far as Stormwood script goes, we're gonna be doing that or not? I think not. I like scouts, like Asusas, like prime times, obviously. I feel like I do want all 3 explosives. Definitely want Wookie B. One more cut. Probably this. It's possible that the cut is actually Trinket Mage or Explore. I guess we're about to find out. Why do I board out Relic before Cavern turn 1 green source? Because... Yes, exactly. Turn 1 green source is better than this. Like, I am never afraid of this deck's mid-range plan. So cards like Ghost Quarter against like Gavany Township and like Kalni Gather to try like Champ Block, Kinsham things, I'm just not interested in that. So I always like Cavern is a weird kind of fixing, if that makes sense. So this can get Pipe Needle, it can get Amulet. Yeah, this hand is terrible. I'm just gonna mull. This hand is better, though not by much. Still gonna keep, and I'm gonna bottom the Summoner's Pact. Yeah, definitely Summoner's Pact's going down. And also post against this kind of decks, Relic, like my opponent's gonna be bringing in Knight of Autumn, like a bunch of cards like that. So that's not a great draw, but I guess it's not a horrendous one either. My opponent's gonna be bringing cards like Knight of Autumn and whatnot, so that makes Coalition Relic like not so reliable, basically. If they have a Devoted Druid, I'm gonna be in trouble. Oh, this is fine. This is perfectly fine. Sure. They probably have other ways to kill me by going infinite, but this makes like something like Eternal Witness significantly worse. And here I'm gonna play out all my lands, so just it's better to bounce this. Like I would certainly would have liked to be able to hold the Bujuka in hand, particularly now that I have access to a scout, but I think it's still correct to play things out. And if I do draw a blue source, then that means that I'm going to be able to cast a Titan anyway, so holding Trinket Mage in order to get Amulet, holding the Abzan in hand in order to like get Amulet and stuff. Yes, I'm into this. Are they trying to like enable Ewit or something? All right. I should have activated Scout first, by the way. That was a miss sequence there. Very unlikely to matter, but you know it's good to have like proper sequencing when playing this deck. Definitely a good idea to get used to proper sequencing. So here we can't really haste, so we are just going to hope that we don't die to the perfect collected company. Just don't Coco into the nuts, OP. Just Coco into bad mid-range cards. Sweet. Oh no. Yep, that is certainly potentially problematic. Not that I could have played around that anyway. So yeah, and you just saw it, right? Like my opponent played a Knight of Autumn, and instead of destroying one of my artifacts, they just like gained 4, you know, which is pretty relevant. That's not the nuts. Sweet. All right, so we get to leave another turn. Wow, just like overextending just like that. Overextending just like that. Okay, so what's the way that we can deal the most possible damage? And I mean to my opponent's board. I don't care about their life total. We're just going to kill them. My opponent said rip in chat. That's funny. So we're going to like, unless they have path, and even if they do, we can just like Prowess. So I'm just going to try to make sure we transmute, then 1, 2, 3. We can Ballista for 3. We can Explosives for 2. And then bog them. That seems like the best thing to be doing, right? Alternatively, we can Trinket for Amulet. We attack. We get 1 bounce land and another Tolaria West. I guess Trinket can get Pithing Needle too, which is kind of nice. Yeah, we have a lot of lines available to us here. We have a ton of lines. I think I'm gonna go for Trinket for Amulet, then Transmute. Yeah, my opponent stepped out. 1 card left in hand, so they can't even force a Vigor. I am more interested in Explosives for 2. Like this is just like protecting. Like this card is not doing anything. So I think I am going to. I guess I tapped wrong. I mean I certainly tapped wrong. I 100% tapped wrong. But we're going to Explosives on 2, and we're going to, I think, bog my opponent here. Yeah, okay. Bounce this. So we're holding up Bojuki Bog for postmortem lunch and like random stuff like that. Can I double strike 2? So I have 2 land drops, but I only want to use 1, so this is going to be 3. So I'm going to use 3 mana to transmute. If I double strike, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to be 1 mana short. Or I can do the Bojuki Bog trick, actually. Yeah, so let's do this. I guess I left myself like pretty soft to Path to Exile. Yeah, okay. I think I kind of messed up here. So 1, 2, 3. Play 3 mana. I'm going to transmute Explosives on 2. Yeah, I think I'd rather Steerings than do that play. Wow, that's brutal. Alright, EE on 2. Crack. I guess they didn't have the answer to the Titan. Alright. We just 2-1'd. Sick. We just 2-0'd Devoted Druid combo. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. Spluxus for 1 is pretty good. Maybe second Titan attack 2 Titans. Oh yeah, never mind. Forget Druid was 200 my cost. Yeah, I mean we could have attacked with. No, we couldn't have. No, we didn't have a bounce land in hand. So I don't think it would have attacked with 2 Titans there. Even attacking with 2 Titans is definitely worse than just the line of killing Druids. Like, I 100% want to be killing Druids there. Like, whatever else I do, it's up for debate, but I certainly want to be killing Druids there 100%. Oh, this hand is 1 bounce on the way from being amazing. Ah, okay. I'm gonna keep. If either one of these were a bounce, we would be in a much better spot. This is Storm. Yikers. Yikes. Don't storm me, bro. Oh, is this Twiddle? Is this Twiddle Storm? This is totally Twiddle Storm. God damn it. Alright. I guess I should have played Azusa there. Yeah, that was a mistake. I was thinking of I want to get like the instant speed what you guys go in, and maybe I should have just like made my land drops. Shimmer of possibility. All right, what the hell is going on over there? Damn, they're cantripping hard. To forecast you every one of them to your hand, the rest in the bottom. Okay, so it's basically an impulse. Jesus. Okay. Oh, I should have played my Azusa. My bad. Triple Titan is kind of a bad beat. I don't think not playing the Azusa is gonna matter, but I definitely should have. What's with my glasses? They're like getting super foggy. What is my opponent on? It is Twiddle Storm. Okay, that makes sense. So many arts of Twiddle. Merchant Scroll. Let's keep here too much cantrip to handle. That's funny. Ideas Unbound. That card is so busted. I imagine they're gonna have like some way to beat this. Or maybe not. Oh, this deck. Oh, that deck. Am I gonna lose because I'm not gonna draw a line in my 29 land deck? Is that what's going on here? Am I about to lose because I'm not gonna draw my 5th land in my 29 land deck? That's totally gonna happen right now. God damn it. God damn it. That is such bad beats. Like, my opponent played terribly and they didn't even get punished. They just played right into my Bojuka Bog. And then didn't even go punished because I just whiffed for a million turns. Streamer, why don't you just go to Squirtle Lotus Field? Oh, I'm so smart. In response to your Twiddle. Oh, wait. oh, alright. Sure. Come on, opponent. Come on, opponent. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I had 5 mana total. 4 lands. I'm playing 34? Yeah, that's 34 ways. Like, Explore would have cantripped me. Steerings would have probably found me more lands. Sometimes can Vesuva copy Lotus Field? It doesn't target. No, Vesuva does not target. Yes, enters the copy. So we can copy Lotus Field. Like, why would we ever do that? That's a whole nother question. But I mean, it is a play that is potentially available to us. Yeah, it does work. Veil doesn't do anything, right? Easy answer. The Amulet draw no Bowsland. They are not playing gifts. That's why I'm asking that, and why I'm pretty sure that it doesn't do anything. Should bring a Brave because of Damping Sphere. Troll face. Yeah, I don't think Veil of Summer does anything, right? Unless my opponent is playing like their own counter magic. Yeah, this only works with red and black spells. It doesn't work with Grape Shot. Grape Shot is red. I still really want to side out Field of the Dead, so I think I'd rather have cantrips than like Field of the Dead. I think we're gonna go with this. There's no way I can get Discord. Can I get the Cyber Guide on my DM? How come, Kaio? Why can't you get the Discord? Is the first link over there? Or is it like something that you don't have a Discord account, so you don't want to create a Discord account? Is it something like that maybe? Discord has a web version too. Yeah, there's both of them. My laptop collapses. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if you're able to watch this stream, you should definitely your laptop should definitely be able to handle Discord. It's like a toaster. If you can run Twitch, you can open Discord. Yeah, that was what I was saying. Yeah, Discord is not there. It's not particularly resource intensive, not at all. Definitely keeping this hand. Oh, you know what? I just figured out why Veil of Summer can be okay. If my opponent attempts to twiddle and tap my Titan, I can stop them from doing so. Big brain plays. Yeah, I certainly recommend it, Kaio, because whenever I update my Cyber Guide, I just upload it there. So just by being in the Discord, you're just gonna get access to all of the Cyber Guides. Whether you miss one or you're just gonna get access to it if you are in the Discord. So it definitely makes sharing the cyber guide much easier. I miss this deck and the community. Thanks for what you do. Oh, thank you, Graham. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Oof. We're gonna name Giant here. Now the question is, do we play out the Amulet or not? Well, I think that the answer is we do. If my opponent has a Braid, I get brutally punished. But if they don't, I win very handily. Seems worth. Don't abrade me, bro. Sweet. No braids. Bad draw. Bad draw. Bad draw. Go back into the deck, you draw. Okay. Bounce. Play this one again. Pact. Sweet. Uncontrollable Titan. Yeah, I think this is going to be worth it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to force my opponent to waste the Twiddle here, while I still have access to instant speed interaction in the form of Scout Bog. We still have mana to pay. That's pretty strong. That's pretty freaking strong. So they just stabbed my prime time without even costing themselves a card. That's just brutal. That's just brutal. Will you bring in Negate versus Mono Red Prowess? Nope. No, because no, for the same way we don't bring it. Exactly. I wouldn't. Particularly against Mono Red Prowess. Like they are a Blood Moon deck. So it's not particularly easy to set up scenarios where you're gonna be able to hold up negate for long periods of time, or for the majority of the game, I guess. Yeah, Stronghold plus T-West was a consideration, but like, what am I drawing towards, right? Like the alternative to this was to the alternative to what we actually went for was to get like Bog and T-West, because we cannot pay for Pact on upkeep, so getting Blue Pact, it's a waste, right? Okay. Yeah, like the fact that instead of they had like Reach Through Mists splicing the puppetry instead of just like Twiddle, it was such a beating, because they were able to tap my Titan without costing themselves a card. So that is just very, very good for them. I still don't feel like dead. Yep, like my opponent just hard casting the Psychic Puppetries definitely makes me think that we are not like super dead. Them transmuting for Lonely Sidebar certainly speaks to that. I'll then try to like naturally draw a Grape Shot here. Is that the line for them? Yep, they just whiffed. Sweet. I wonder if my opponent could have just hang tight. I like tap my Titan the following turn, tap my Titan the following turn, you know, that kind of stuff, and just play it super slow until they have a hand that can actually go off. It seems like they went off when they were not particularly ready for it. But I'm kind of sold on the Veil of Summers now. I just sold myself for the Veil of Summers. Let's do this. Seems better than explosives anyway. At least this crap cantrips. Would I much rather this be a negate? Yes, certainly so. But I'm trying to make the best out of a bad situation here. Draw a card if your opponent says that spells you control can't be countered, and you and permanents you control gain hexproof from black and blue. Trying to think of narrow uses of this card. This card is certainly the nuts in Legacy, but in Modern it just doesn't seem that backbreaking, honestly. Like, it just doesn't feel better than, I don't know, like Spellbeers. Same thing as how Flusterstorm is like a vintage and legacy staple, and it's just unplayable in Modern. So my opponent seems to be on mono blue too, so I think I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to name Human. Turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Azusa. We would have blue mana for Trinket Mage if we happen to find it. Then we're going to do a lot of cantripping. Alright. That's not bad. I mean, I guess it is bad because I have double amulets, a double steering, so never mind. It actually is bad. I regret everything. I regret everything I just said. It is actually terrible. Right, so Colony Garden first. I don't think my opponent has an answer for this, so I'm just not gonna play around anything. That is something. So we play this out. Next turn we play Bounce Land. Yeah, this should work, I think. I'm trying to see whether there's any way that I can steerings this turn, but I just don't think I have it available to me. Alternatively, I can play like a Cavern out here. No, I think I'm just gonna play it to Lair West. Like it's basically the same. Peer through depths into puppetry. Here comes the land. Trim script. Okay. I mean, there's if they kill me on turn 3, which at this point with double ideas about seems probably pretty likely. I don't think there was anything I could have done anyway, so it's just like do you like Amulet with or without Karn in the current meta? With Karn. With Karn, certainly. They kept top. Yikes. Have no idea how to play against this deck. What do we counter if we had negate blue pact? I mean, you probably counter the Passing Flames. Like they have a bunch of cards that, like they are basically tapping out every turn, right? Like they are not making mana the same way that Storm makes mana, right? So it's very easy to like know when they tap out and stuff, you know. So like right there, my opponent just tapped out with blue, so they cast the Passing Flames with only 1 blue mana floating. This is turn 3, so they can't make any more land drops. So you just negate the Twiddle that they flash back, and you're good. I think it's actually easier to play against than normal Storm. It's just our draw just wasn't good enough. Like my opponent's draw was just the nuts, right? I don't think they kill on turn 3 very reliably. They certainly can, obviously, but I don't think that they can do it very reliably. They just kind of had the nuts here. There really wasn't much that we could have done in this game, basically. GQ good here? Nope. This land, the very first line of text this card has says hexproof. So yeah, GQ is blank. You get smallpox. But my opponent just like played the land and went off in the same turn, so also note that Veil of Summer wouldn't have done anything, right? At this point, I assume that this is lethal. I think my opponent just is gonna be able to draw their entire deck. They have like 2 peers, so they're flashing back. Oh, they just never mind. That's now they show me the win con. Okay, cool. Yep, they just had a turn 3 kill. There really wasn't anything I could have done there. Sometimes the combo decks just have the nuts, and you just. Why is Steam opening right now? Let's just misclick and Steam is opening. Go home, Steam. You're drunk. All right. Mulligan. Eesh. Want to play? Just try to justify keeping this hand somehow. Okay, we're gonna keep it and we're gonna bottom the scout. We do have a Titan and we do have some ramp. We have a lot of draws that make this hand much better than it is. Back to Karn. Yeah, I tried. I tried to see whether Trinket Mage might be good right now. And it probably is, but it's just. I think Karn is so much better. Valakut. Yep. Untap green. Amulet. Amulet would be the best draw. Man, that's not terrible. If they have Acid Moss, I can't play around it, unfortunately, though. So that kind of sucks. This scout is going to be 1 turn too slow. Yeah, this version is just pretty bad against Negate, honestly. Against Escape Shift, I mean. Oh, no, I just remember that we don't have, like, our Pact of Negation is in Cyber. Yeah, this version is just horrendous against... Very bad against Escape Shift. Yeah, so far, Veil of Summer has been very disappointing. I don't think I'm going to be playing it anymore. I am starting to suspect that it's just worse negate for us. Yep, there it is. If I had had one earlier scout, I would have been able to easily play around that, but yeah, the escape shift is playing acid mosses in the main deck. I was actually thinking that I was playing against escape shift and not Ponza. It's just that the escape shift lists lately have been playing like a couple of acid mosses in the main deck. If they have a Titan here, I will just concede. We can't be the Primeval Titan. I mean, they don't have lethal with escape shift, so... Well, I guess now they do. Now they actually do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would imagine that they have lethal here. I'm gonna make them show me, obviously. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3, double Cinderglade, double Stomping Ground. Wow, they use literally every single card in their hand. I guess they have one extra search for tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, mismatching Valakuts, just disrespectful. Just mad disrespect. Jeez, that's brutal. So we're putting that in, we're bringing this out, and something like this. I think I don't think this Trinket Mage is going to be very good, so we're just going to go with this. Datsund. Troll, no. Veil only gives you hexproof for blue and from black. It only gives you hexproof from blue and black, and Valakut is colorless. This is a hand that is, I think it's nice looking. It has a ton of potential, certainly. Either a bounce land or an amulet here is what we're looking for. That is neither. So I'm a little bit less happy about my hand now. Again, best possible draws would be maybe another bounce land, maybe an amulet. I'm going to play T-West here. And the reason for that is I'm playing around Damping Sphere, which my opponent very likely will play on turn 2 now. And next turn I can just like Ghost Squatter, place Gemstone, bounce it, replay it, and still be in the race. Yeah, Troll, Berserker. Otherwise, like Veil would be an insane card, and I wouldn't be like I wouldn't be looking for excuses to not play it. I would just like be slamming it in literally every single one of my green decks, which is basically every single one of my decks. So it's nice that even if they have Damping Sphere, it doesn't really matter. Acid Moss would be pretty brutal though. I guess I could have played around Acid Moss. Yeah, I could have. Maybe I should have played around Acid Moss there. It's worse against Bolt, and they did have the Bolt, I guess, but like Acid Moss would have super gotten me there. Steve. Yep. I mean, we're just doing our thing, and we're just hoping that we're not dead. It's not the greatest plan I've ever seen, but I guess I could have transmuted for Pact of Negation there. Maybe that was the line. Seems kind of bad, honestly, though. Yeah, next turn, like if we don't die this turn, we're gonna be in a solid spot, but it doesn't seem very likely. They didn't sack Steve, though. That is kind of weird. Tapped Cinderglade, okay. Okay, that's not lethal Scape Shift. Lightning Bolt down to 19, okay. Scape Shift. That's not lethal, I don't think. Oh. Yeah, that's not lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's not lethal. They're just gonna like kill my Titan. Pass the turn. Are we gonna be... Is this one of those classic... Well, how relevant was that I gained 2 with this Radiant Fountain? That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay. So they go in phase with the Valakuts, and 2 go into the prime time. Okay, this is fine. We can beat this. We can beat this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I cannot haste, but what I can do is I can pact for a Titan, and I can also transmute for a Pact of Negation, which seems pretty solid. Prime time. Yes, we're gonna get Tolaria Semi-Growth Chamber. Get a couple of free zombies. Bounce this, play this, get another zombie. Transmute for Pact of Negation. And swing for 2, 4. Yep, that Radiant Fountain was definitely a big deal. Okay, so they packed for something, which is Pact of Negation, the prime time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have double blue, we have double green. Yep, we're good. I swear that I'm not going to I'm not going to forget to pay for my packs, opponent. All right. Last game. I don't want to change anything. So explosives is mostly there because sometimes the zombies from Field of the Dead can be relevant against us, and just having it as a 1 or 2 off is nice. I think what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna do this because the Trinket Mage gives me more flexibility. I don't know, man. Happens to the best of us. I mean, the two mana, that Radiant Fountain right there was pretty money. pretty money. So they kept 7. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. Oof. Brutal. Brutal. What are you gonna do? Doesn't seem particularly likely for us to win this one. What's the braid for? Damping Sphere. Exactly, Damping Sphere. And nothing else, really. But that is why, like, personally, I think that this is by far the best, the deck in which Damping Sphere is at its best against us, because like it's forcing me to bring in cards like Reclamation Sage and a Braid, which are just terrible. Wow, just like the deck is not delivering, huh? I literally bottomed an Azusa. I did bottom an Azusa with this hand. So if my opponent has any sort of reasonable hand, we are probably going to be dead. I'm human. Play one of my Azuzas. At least we're not like getting beat down by Steve. I think today has been a clear win for Team Karn. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Today is the worst that I've done with Amulet in a really, really long time. Just going from an 80% win percentage to 50 is a massive decrease. Massive decrease. Like I 2-3 the league. Wow. Thoughts. This card is bad. I don't like this card. I don't think I'll be playing this anymore. No main deck Pact of Negation. I think that having one in the main is just fine. I don't think that I want to be playing with no packs in the main. Tracker solid. Tracker was solid. No complaints there. She did some good work whenever we did manage to draw her for sure. And it just attacks. It's just a good card. It's just a good card, and I liked it. It's nice to have a threat that we can play off of a single, green source. And yeah, it's just a good card. It's just a good card that I think it's okay in the current metagame. So as to what I would play. Like the 29 land plan was not terrible. Like I didn't flood much. In fact, it was more often that I did not hit my land drops. Like I lost multiple matches today where I just did not hit my land drops. I guess there was one match, I think it was against Burn if I'm not mistaken, or more with Prowess, I can't remember, where I didn't draw a Titan and I ended up losing. I don't know if playing Karn would have helped me there, but like the fact that I wasn't playing Karn certainly did not help because I died without playing a threat. But everything else, I certainly did not love the list overall, which is weird because it's pretty much what I played in Vegas. But I think that especially the main deck was just perfect for Hogak. Like the Hogak metagame just really asked for this. If I were to play a Trinket Mage list, I would try to fit the Pact in the main deck, and that will probably be over either the Explorer or the Relic, probably the Explorer. So maybe like 29 lands and something like this, or like what we have been playing, right? So like one Explorer Because Explore was great today. Like that's one thing that I want to point out. Like whenever we drew the Explore, it was actually relevant, and it did work. We were in multiple situations where we wished we had access to Explore. So maybe something like this is what we can go for. Maybe this would be a fine setup. But yeah, I think if anything, I would try something like this. What do you think about the return of Hivemind? I don't think that you want to be playing Hivemind right now. Like the metagame is just decks where Hivemind is bad. Like it's bad against Burn, it's bad against Scapeshift, it's bad against Ursa, because most of the list are splashing green or they can pay with Astrolabes. It's bad against what else? A lot of the Stoneforge decks are playing green anyway, so yeah, it's bad against those. Basically, any Noble Hierarch deck, Hivemind is like the first thing that you cut. It's just not like the metagame is just not very good for Hivemind right now. I don't think. Yeah, I just don't think it's very good. I don't like him, but I'd run Skyshore Ranger in my 5-0 list today. I like him better than Explorer. I think I would play Sloth before I play Ranger. Ranger is okay. King Clark, John. Yeah, it's Hivemind is terrible against John too. Speaking of, there we go. Negates over Veil of Summer. Just Veil of Summer has consistently been bad in my opinion. Just like it's always awkward, you know. It's always super close to being relevant and super close to being great, except it ends up being terrible. So that's not what I want in my cards, really. So yeah, so we do negates, we like abrades. I'm playing 29 lands in the main deck. Braid, Tracker, Queen, Baloth, Force. I like this setup. Maybe Fire Spout? Grafdigger's Cage is another card that might be okay. Like, we did play against Devoted Druid today. We were lucky that my opponent whiffed like crazy, but... like, Grafdigger's Cage is certainly a defensible card to be playing. It is indeed the most wonderful Titan player. Morlock, welcome. How are you doing? Oh yeah, Team Ice indeed. Yeah, today was an experiment and it really did not work out. The experiment did not work out, but that's fine. That's fine. That's why we try things out. That's why we do some testing, and that's why I like doing things, aka for science, which is the weird way that I justify doing stupid things. But it works. It works, and I know that I want to continue playing Karn, basically. So I don't know if this is like a confirmation bias or something like that, but more luck with that tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for the support, man. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Keeping one land multi-amulet hands for science. Well, to be fair, like the one land multiple amulet hands did work out today. The one that did not work out was like the double amulet, no bounce land hand. That's the one that didn't work out against Burn. But that was a multi 5. At that point, we were, yeah. I'm building a non-foil deck. What would you recommend? Gage, I mean, it's pretty obvious what I would recommend, right? I mean, for real though, do you like Amulet? Do you see yourself playing Amulet, Gage? Because it's certainly, I think that it could fit your playstyle, maybe. I think you do enjoy like the whole like toolboxy aspect of decks. I was thinking either Jund or Stoneforge. I do like, well, I mean, I was gonna say Ursa, but I mean, of course, you know about Ursa, and you probably already own all Ursa. There's like the white version of Whirza with like the fairies and Stoneforges, which seems pretty sweet. I have not actually tried it. What do I think about one Cursor? I have tried Cursor in the past. It's definitely a defensible card. It maybe is better now than it used to be. Sniprick, because Burn has moved away from Destructive Reveille. Revelry and is instead playing Smash to Smithereens. So yeah, I assume that you had all the Whirza decks, Gage, for sure. Devoted Druid Stoneforge? Nah, that's terrible. I think Jund is very good. I think Jund is very, very good. The problem is that I mean, I would definitely play Jund if I if Ren and Sixes weren't just like insane amounts of money. But yeah, no, I would definitely try to play Jund if I could afford it, but I'm not going to spend that much money in Rens. I have no idea why they haven't put Rens in the treasure chests yet. I think it's pretty dumb that they haven't yet. Anyway, so as far as changes, that's what we were talking about. This is what I would try as far as the main deck goes, something like so. And then for the sideboard, I definitely would like to go back. Veil of Summer has been nothing but disappointing for me, so I don't like that card. I think Negate is going to be much better. Like if we had access to Negate against in that Scape Shift matchup, for example, it would have been so much better for us. Then we do have the 3 Braids, which have been excellent so far. Maybe the last card needs to be like a Dismember or something like that. Second Force is another very strong consideration. This is something that I would also consider strongly. Jund or do I control? Yeah, I think my current list is by far the best list to be playing right now, Gage. I think this list is just insane. I have like legit an 80% or maybe more. I'm not sure if maybe it's more. Maybe it's exactly 80% with this list in Moto over the past 2 weeks. So it's probably like a small sample size, but that small sample size is still like pretty big. It's probably like 60 matches or something, maybe 70 matches. And like an 80% over like that sample size is something that I don't think I have experienced in the past. I think this list is just the nuts right now. I think this list is very, very, very good. Even the other day in FNM, I just 501, like I just 401, just drawing in the last round because I wanted to go eat something with this list. It's been super, super solid. Just straight up gasoline. This card is very good right now, and we can power it up very early sometimes. And even when we draw it like mid to late game, it's really nice that it forces your opponent's hand. So it's very common against decks like Blue White and stuff, where you're just like, you packed for something, they counter your pact, and then you just like slam a Karn and Lattice lock them, all of that in the same turn. It's kind of insane. Like, just overload your opponent's resources somewhat easily. So I think this list is just amazing. I think this list is very, very, very good. But if I were playing Trinket Mage, I would probably try out something like this. This would be like the way that I would go. Let's say if somebody asked me, what list I would play if they don't own the Karn package or something. This is what I would play. I might give this a shot in the future, but like I did so badly today that I kind of don't want to play this tomorrow. Tomorrow we're probably gonna be going back to good old Karn. Anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out today. That's going to be it for me. I will be back tomorrow, certainly, at our usual time of 11 a.m. I'm probably going to be playing some Karn, or maybe I will play some Whirza. I think this is like a Harlan's list that he won the Open with, and I might be playing something like this. I am considering playing a little bit more Whirza. I just really, really like this deck. I think it's very good, and it's potentially the best deck in Modern. And I want to play some more. I legit want to learn it, which is something that I don't say often, because usually Amulet is amazing, but I think that the Ursa decks are very strong too, and they actually interest me, which is nice. But yeah, that's gonna be it. So thanks everybody for hanging out. If you haven't hit that follow button, make sure you do so. Thanks everybody for subscribing, and if you do want to subscribe, you get access to these sweet emotes, and you get access to the sideboard guide that I wrote for Amulet, which you can find in my Discord, which maybe shows up now. There we go. MTGBot sometimes struggles a little bit. So you can join my Discord. You can find the cyber guide there. After you link both your Twitch and your Discord accounts, you can get access to the sub-only channels where you will find the Discord. This is my YouTube channel where I upload all of my previous streams. Here is my Twitter where you can follow me. I always post what it is I'm going to be playing and when I'm going to be going live. And finally, you can donate to the stream, which is always very, very appreciated. And with any donation of $12 or more, I will play any 75 of your choosing through a league live on stream. Who are we hosting? Yeah, let's go raid Todd. I was actually checking out his stream yesterday. Todd's great. All right, see you all tomorrow for more amuleting. And have an amazing rest of the day. Bye bye, everyone.